Welcome back to the Point Boutique YouTube channel, on which we talk about buying and selling fashion. If that sounds like something that is interesting to you, please hit that subscribe button, the like button, and the bell icon, and YouTube will keep you in the loop as we release new videos. So today we are continuing with our Poshmark Basics series. If you are new to Poshmark and want to make the most of it, these are some skills that you might be wondering about. So today we're talking about how to make an offer on Poshmark, and I'll also go over some best practices while you're making that offer. So let's get started. So to make an offer, you just need to be on the page of the seller that you want to purchase from. So you'll go to their page, you'll search, you'll find the item, or perhaps you have the item bookmarked in your favorites. So you just want to click on that specific item. So let's say you were making an offer on these mules that I sell. You would go to that page and then you would scroll down to the bottom of that listing, and you're going to see this button that says offer, which is right next to the Buy Now button. Click on that offer button and it will take you to this other screen in which you can input the dollar amount that you are willing to offer. And these do need to be round numbers, so you can't offer $10.50, but you can offer 10 or 11. And then it will show you the total with the shipping cost, etc. And then as you can see, it'll also show you how you will be paying. So if you have money in your Poshmark account, then it will show that it's going to pay with that, with your redeemable balance. Or if the seller accepts, then it might show that you're paying with a different method, and it will show something like total charge to credit card. So you will see the total on top of your offered dollar amount, what the shipping cost will look like as well. Once you have submitted your offer, which you'll just hit submit at the bottom of that screen, then that offer has been sent to the seller of the item. At this point, it's kind of just up to you to wait. They will have 24 hours to accept, reject, or counter offer. And I always suggest to everyone that you counter offer. Even if the amount offered seems somewhat insulting, a lot of times people just don't know why you priced something the way that you did. And it's a lot better to reach out and make that attempt than lose a customer. So hopefully that is the mentality that whoever you've made an offer to also has, and they give you a great deal on the item. At any time, you can go back to the items page and take a look again at that actual item, and instead of saying make offer, the text will now say view offer. So if they do make a counter offer, this is where you can go and see it. You should get a notification if they make you a counter offer, but sometimes those can fall through the cracks. So make sure to go back and check if you think time has passed, or if it's almost been the full day, you might as well go check rather than just letting the offer go completely untouched. And you can always reach out to the seller, drop them a comment, say something like, is this still available? Did you see my offer? Something that isn't threatening, but just reminds them that maybe they had an offer that they didn't see. So once the seller accepts your offer, or you accept their counter offer, then that item will show up under My Purchases. If you go there and click on that, then you can see the status of the shipment of the item. The seller has 1 week, 7 days, to ship that item to you. If they don't within that time frame, then you can cancel the order. One of the best things about making offers, however, is you can really prevent that from happening. Some people will keep items up on Poshmark but are not active on the site anymore. So you will make a purchase, but perhaps that notification is going to an email that they no longer check. You may never get that item, and Poshmark will hold your money for 7 days. So to avoid that, I always suggest to make an offer, even if you're just asking for $1 or $2 off. It helps you make sure that that item still exists and that the seller is still on Poshmark. And now, here are some of my best practices for getting the most money off most of the time. So one of the first things that you want to consider is that you probably don't want to make an offer that is more than 50% off of what the seller originally listed the item for. The reason for this is that if the seller sees your offer is considerably discounted, they may just reject your offer outright rather than sending you a counter offer. And in an ideal world, you want that counter offer because you want to be able to haggle so that you can get the lowest price that they are really willing to offer. So keep those lines of communication open by not sending an offer that is super, super low. And this next one hopefully goes without saying, but just as a reminder, some sellers will say that they aren't willing to consider offers. Probably don't send them an offer. I think that it can be fine to drop them a comment and say, hey, are you still not considering offers? But beyond that, pestering someone with offers that they don't want is not going to get you a discount or the item. Now, my next tip is to ask questions before making an offer, or at the very least, before the seller accepts the offer. I have had some buyers asking questions after the item has already been shipped to them, which at that point I feel badly because they're getting the item regardless of whether they like the answer to that question or not. So if there is some deal breaker for you about the size of the item or the color, make sure that you ask that before you make that offer, because as soon as the seller accepts, that is a binding contract. And my final tip for you is to bundle. Sellers are going to be much more likely to give you a steeper discount if you're buying multiple things from them. So if you see multiple things from one seller that you are interested in and ready to buy, add them to a bundle, make an offer on that bundle, and you will probably get much more money off than you would have just buying a single item with an offer. So those are our tips today and our how-to. So please tune in next time. We'll have more info about Poshmark and all sorts of other things fashion related. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have a great day. And as always, if you like cute shoes, consider checking out my boutique at www.shoppointboutique.com.